Good morning and welcome along to my page. My name is Liz and I'm going to take you through about approximately 45-minute yoga flow. My intention behind this class is to give back. I have been hugely supported over the last couple of weeks, maybe a couple of months to be honest, and I want to dedicate this class as a form of gratitude and a good exchange of energy between all of you that have supported me, and I think it's a nice way of giving back. There's lots more of content to come now that I feel like I've broken the back on other work that I've been working on, so please bear with me while I build the content for you, such as meditations, yoga classes, cacao meditations for those of you who have cacao at home, and I'm excited for what's going to come for 2020, the remainder of it, and for 2021. So with that said, come up onto your feet, spread open your toes really wide, and then anchor them down into the mat. Press firmly down into your heels and just be aware of the energetic wave of energy on the arch of your foot, on the sole of your foot. Now, if you don't feel or sense that, just bring awareness to that point in your body. Close down your eyes, elongate your spine with each inhalation, and then exhale, drop your shoulders away from your ears. Open the palms of your hands, reach your fingertips down towards your mat, lifting up through the crown of the head, and draw your chin in ever so slightly. You are now in Tadasana, mountain pose. Taking some nice conscious breaths in and out. Trying to remain fully present for your practice. Recognizing that distractions are going to arise, just let them go. Now take one deep breath into the pit of your belly. Exhale, let go. Hands to heart in prayer position. Set your own intention for this practice. Breathe in. Exhale, release the intention. Flutter open the eyes and step your feet really widely. Externally rotate your toes and sit back as if you're sitting into a chair. Hands lightly onto the top of the knees, and I just want you to rock from right to left very gently. We're only in the warm phase now, so don't make the movement too big. From here, I want you to drop the left and then the right shoulder head in towards the midline. So as you sway from right to left, you're bringing a bit of rotation into the spine here. Breathing nice and deep. If you use Ujjayi breath for your practice, please do so. And if you're unfamiliar with that breath, what I want you to do is just to breathe deep and breathe out nice and long. So it's not short and shallow, your breath. Couple more each side. Gradually now start to grow the movement. And then staying low in the legs, bring the upper body up so that the crown of the head lifts, and just soften your arms completely. Now feel the contrast of the energy between the lower body, which is firming in strong, and if it's not, make it the upper body surrendering, heavy, releasing. Take a minute to soften the shoulders. These hold so much tension, so we grip an awful lot of energy in the upper body, but let it go completely and just allow the lower limbs to support this pose. Pivoting on your feet around to the left, find yourself down on all fours. Allow the hands to be underneath your shoulders and the knees to be underneath your hips. Taking a deep breath in, round your spine slightly, grip the mat with the fingertips, chin towards chest. Now exhale, release, tailbone towards sky, eye gaze forward. Inhale and round. Exhale, release. You can breathe in and out through the nose or in and out through the mouth, whatever suits your body and your practice is right. And again, you want to grow the movement, so after a couple of rounds, see if you drop the belly more and allow your chest to fall through the centre of the shoulders there. Round the spine, chin in towards chest, tailbone down towards the mat, strong arms, elbows in. Release, soften, heart falls forward, eye gaze slightly lifts. 2 more for me, take your time. This is great for bringing mobility into the spine and warming up the wrists, getting them ready to bear the weight. Coming back into neutral, curl your toes under and lift the hips right up into downward facing dog. And this is the first one of your practice, so keep the knees bent to begin with and gently start to pedal the heels down towards the mat. Push your heart back towards your thighs and take your eye gaze up towards your navel. That'll protect the alignment of your neck. Now be aware if you're jumping weight too much to the right or to the left, can you bring equal weight into each heel and into each palm of the hand. If your wrists are giving out and you're new to yoga, come back down to all fours and rejoin me when you're ready. Hold your downward facing dog. Settle in and feel and focus on the benefits of this. Stretching the calves, the legs, the back, strengthening the whole body. Soften the shoulders, keep the arms strong. Eye gaze goes forward. Take a deep knee bend as you walk forward towards the top end of your mat. Grasp the opposite elbow and sway from right to left and ragdoll. You can bring the hips into the movement. Now bear some weight in your toes, so don't let it all ram back into the heels. You're bringing too much focus and just onto a certain part of your hamstrings, so bend a little bit and bring the tailbone up. It's almost like your pelvic tilting. So push up, release down with the crown of the head, pull the shoulder blades back and down. Whole body experience here from toe to crown of head. Let the arms go, stacking the vertebrae one at a time, nice and easy now, roll up. No rush, nowhere to go, nothing to do. Standing tall in mountain pose. Take a deep breath in, float your arms up and overhead. Exhale, soft knee bend, forward fold all the way down to the mat. Inhale and halfway lift, bring your palms towards your thighs and push the heart forward towards the mat. This is going to lengthen the spine. If you're stuck here, it just means that the chest is more closed. So think about opening the chest. That will lengthen your back. So just have patience and practice. Close down all the way down. You're going to step your right leg way back. If you need to adjust your front foot, do so. You want your foot to be in between the two palms of the hands, knee over ankle. Pressing into the back heel, eye gaze goes forward. Taking a deep breath in, and as you exhale, allow the knee to tap down towards the mat. Breathe in. As you do that, allow your breath, as you exhale, to bring you forward into this pose. If it's too much with the arms up, hands on hips or hands on the front knee. Hands down, lifting the back knee. You're going to pivot all the way around now to a wide-legged forward fold. Inhale and halfway, hands on hips. If you need to bend your knees and put your fingertips on the mat, please do so. Next option is to extend your arms like wings. Squeeze the upper back together. Use the muscles. Firming into your legs, so as you push out with the little toe edge, pull in with the inner thigh so you can really feel the strength of your body. Bend the knees, softly land, and pivot all the way around to the other side now. Lengthen into that back leg. So we want to create the length in the back leg before we tap the knee down. When the knee goes down, use the breath to bring you up, and use the exhale to settle you into the pose. Please remember that it's super important that you engage your body in yoga, especially if you're very flexible, that you don't just hang into your joints. This is going to cause hypermobility and flexibility, which isn't necessarily a good thing. So, excuse me. So pull the heel of the front foot in, pull the knee of the back foot forward. So it's like you're pulling into the midline. You'll feel the hamstrings engage and the hip flexors. Palms down, rise up, pivot back round to that wide-legged forward fold. Press out through the heels and slightly in with the toes. Hands on the mat. Right hand to the middle, left hand to the ceiling. Twisting through the spine, eye gaze up, out or down. Take your time, feel into the body. Allow yourself now to gently exchange the hands, left to midline, right to ceiling. Can you pivot a little bit more, maybe or maybe not? 2 hands to the mat. Inhale onto your fingertips, long and strong through the back. Bring the heels in and point the toes out. Bring the palms of the hands to the knees as you sit back and sit down. Come back into that swaying motion that we began with. So hopefully now you're starting to feel a bit of heat ripple through the body. It's a cold one down here, but it's really nice and bright. So I am based in Wexford in the sunny southeast. I would love to know in the comments where you are watching this. Holding in the middle, take a deep breath in, raise the arms up overhead and open the fingertips really strongly. Sit back, sit down a little bit more as if you're saddling a horse. This is goddess pose. Think about the name even, embody that. Reach, reach, reach. Sit back, sit down, squeeze the inner thighs in. Keep breathing and don't hold your breath. You can do this. Bring the right elbow towards the midline and bring the left over the right. Wrap like ropes and sit down even deeper. If the eagle arms are too strong, place your hands on your hips. Pull the elbows slightly up and away. Bring your breath to the upper back. Breathe out to soften that area. If you need to stand and sit back down, do so. Unravel the ropes. Bring the left now, right up over left, changing sides. Sit back, sit down, elbows go up, up, up and away. Release, stand nice and tall. Oh, that should feel good on the legs. Pivot to the left, come onto the ball of the foot of the right. Push back and bring the body down to the center. So you're in a high lunge. This is going to be your option to stay here, or you can float the arms up overhead. Working at your own range and your own depth. Now listen, I know your legs are probably shaking, but that's really good. That's adaptation. That's where strength happens. That's where change, through challenge, you push through. Rise up. Coming back to the midline, hands to heart. Heels out, toes in. Forward fold, halfway hold. Upper back squeeze. If you need a break, you use the support of the mat on the floor and you bend your knees and you just breathe. If you want to stay with the challenge, keep firming into the mat, yeah, so it's not a weakness. Think of the foundations, it's your feet, then up to the knees, up to the hips, then through the spine, lots of strength. Rise up, pivot around to your right, making sure that you're not too close with the back leg. When you come on the ball of the foot, push back, push down, lengthen and bend, lengthen and bend. Breathe in, exhale, breathe out. Hands down towards the mat, step back please to downward facing dog. I want you to sway the hips to the left and to the right so you're on the toes, or else on the balls of the feet, and you're going to feel that lovely space being created on the ribs. One more on each side, and then come to the midline and hold your downward facing dog. Open the fingers firmly into the thumb and the index finger especially. That's going to help the support of the wrist. Bring some weight into your heels. Don't force your heels down, but make sure you are bringing weight to that area. Coming back down onto the knees, navel draws in as you sway like a snake. You're going to feel a bit of heat now into the hips, the lower back, and into the shoulders. As you move, can you turn your focus and your attention inward and be fully aware of the sensations that happen in your body? So each action that we do in yoga will create a response or a trigger within the body. be aware of what it is. There's lots of lessons. Sit back into child's pose, please. Knees the width of the mat, big toes touch, forehead towards the mat. If it doesn't reach, don't worry. Reaching forward with the palms of the hands and bring your heart down and then the head. Now, if you want to stay here for longer, please do so. And if at any point throughout the remainder of this practice you want a break, this is supposed to come to ground and center our energy and our breath. Rise up onto all fours, taking a breath in, firm into the big toe and the bridge of your foot as you lift up slightly off the mat. Feel your core now start to tremor. And if you need a break, come back down. If you can hold up, stay up with me for 5 deep breaths. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Tap down, sit back onto the heels, roll your wrists right and then go left. Making circles with the wrists. Bring yourself right up onto the knees. Taking a breath in, take the left palm and reach back towards the left heel and then come back up. Take the right palm and reach back towards the right heel. Squeeze your bum as you do this, and if you can't reach the heel, don't worry, don't make yourself, don't force your way back. Pull your navel in, that's going to support the lower back. One more on each side before you come back down to all fours. So one more, all fours. Walk the knees away from your wrists so that the hips can fall forward. Taking one breath in and bring yourself down towards the floor. Slow, controlled, elbows in. Push your hips and your pubic bone into the mat. Firm the feet into the mat as you scoop the shoulder heads back to lift into a baby cobra. Now if I took my hands away, it's the muscles of my back, so I'm not pushing into my hands. Yeah, so make sure that you're not doing that. Hands back down to the mat. One deep breath in. Push now into the floor. Allow the hips to fall forward and you're coming into a variation called seal. If this is too intense, don't come all the way up. Yeah, go back down. Shorten the range of movement. So each body is unique and everybody is on a different path and a different area of their practice. So we just need to respect that. Coming all the way down. Curl the toes under, back into tabletop, back into downward facing dog. Lift the left leg right up towards the sky. Hold it there and square the hip off. Bear some weight down into the right heel. Lifting into the right arm is going to want to weaken and bend. It's going to want to weaken and bend at the elbow to compensate. So 2 hands, firm into the mat, leg right up, breathe in, eye gaze goes forward. You guide the left knee towards your nose and you hold and step it forward. Ooh, good. Take a breath in, coming into its final twist. Twist in towards the knee and reach towards the sky. Breathe out. Let everything go. You've got this. Top hand finds the mat. You step back into downward facing dog. You be aware now the energy difference now between the right and the left side. The space, the flow, the heat. Right leg goes right up towards the sky. And when you do that, then you square off your hips. You bear some weight into the left heel. Breathe. Left arm's going to want to weaken. Straight, strong. Push back. Lift up. Breathe. Knee towards nose. Round spine. Hold for 1 breath. And then step in. Ooh. Once you've got that step, twist in towards the knee. Take your hand and walk it to the inside. Yeah, the inside of the foot. 2 hands, if you look down, at the inside of the foot. Ground the heel, walking around, and then pivot the foot so you're in a wide-legged forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift to lengthen. Exhale, externally rotate the right foot as you lean over into Skandasana, also known as surface lunge. And if you can't come down to this range of movement, stay up higher. Yeah, breathe, use the floor, whatever you need to do. Now firm into the mat with your foot so you're not sinking, so that my muscles have to work to hold. You can see that I'm tremoring slightly, that I'm not just passively holding. I'm firming into my body, into the muscles. I'm actually actively engaging. Hands down to the mat as you lift all the way up. Hold in the halfway. Elongate the spine, halfway and hold. Externally rotate the left and allow the right toes to turn out, bending deeply as you come all the way down. Now, there's always going to be a difference between the right and the left side, and some days I can land down and some days I can't. If I can't, I just come onto the ball of the foot and I'm down. That's it, I just wait. Yeah. Hands into prayer if it's possible, and you lift and revolve heart to ceiling. If it's too intense, just put your hands down or come up. Bringing the hands to the mat, rise up, 2 feet forward, hands of the hands down, crown the head down. You're looking back, yeah, so you can't see your mat. You're looking back in between the legs. You're going to lift the shoulder blades up and away, bringing the elbows in, and exhale, let the head become really heavy. Now, if you've been practicing a long time and your head is down here, just for today, heel toe in, shorten the range of movement, and fire up and lengthen and strengthen new muscles, yeah? Don't let your ego tell you, I just have to get my head down here because it looks fancier and it's longer. And it's, you know, you're always trying to get better, maybe. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale, pivot to the left, please, on your feet. Step back into downward facing dog and glide into a high plank. Hold your high plank. Squeeze your bum, push into your heels, don't let the hips sag. Take the left hand in towards the midline as you pivot on the feet and open up. Your option is to remain here. You can bend the underneath leg. It'll shorten the range of movement and make it less intense on the abdominals, allowing you to build up gradually. And if you're practicing quite a long time, you can lift the top leg up. Squeeze here and push up with the hand. This hand is really firm into the mat. Don't loosen or like the grip, or else you're going to collapse. Foot down, back to plank, squeeze. Think of everything that's on the mat right now, okay? It's your toes and it's your hands. They are the foundations of this pose. Right hand to the midline, twist and pivot, reach, 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 reach. Lots of intention here to strengthen my body. Your intention is powerful. Top leg goes up, 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 up. Stay with it now. And then foot down, body into downward facing dog, taking your time. Breathe out. Option here is a child's pose. You choose what variation suits you. Eye gaze forward, a deep knee bend, left foot forward in between the hands. And if it lands really short, you put your hand around the ankle and you guide it up. Drop the back heel and cartwheel the arms up into warrior two. A deep knee bend in the front leg and a strong back line from your hip to your heel. Rise up and settle in. I hope your heart is beating like mine. Reverse. So taking one breath in, and as you exhale, reach, reach, reach up and reach back. So think about going up and then back. Don't sink in too quick or else you're going to impinge and pinch the side body. You want space and length, and then you move into the space and length. Body's going to want to compromise by lengthening this front leg. See that? Bend into the leg. Back to warrior two. And hold. Your drishti or your focus is down your front middle finger. Your shoulder blades are squeezing together and the back arm is just as important as the front. So make sure that's not collapsing. Coming into Goddess, arms float up, sit back, sit down. Option hands on hips. Broaden the collarbones. Open up through the fingertips. If your shoulders are really tight and it's too much, you can take the range of movement lower. Open out into warrior two on the right side. Deep knee bend, a strong back line. The body is a super intelligent and amazing thing. So it's always trying to compromise and seek an easier route so that it doesn't utilize as much energy. So the front knee is going to want to collapse in like this, yeah? The back knee is going to want to bend. It's easier. So really focus on wanting to gain that strength and that awareness. You're trying to change the wiring of your mind and your body to be more optimal, to be at its optimal energy. Deep knee bend. Reverse that warrior in your own time. Going all the way up, lifting from the hip bone, off the ribs, into the armpit, right up to the fingertips before you lean back. Opening through the hips, pulling the navel in. Try not to forget about your center of energy. All of your energy radiates out from your core. Back to warrior two. Strong back arm, soft eye gaze. Goddess. Heels are in, toes are out, arms sweep up, and breathe out, anchor in. Bringing the hands onto the hips, I want you to heel toe your feet in. So that you're just underneath your hips or slightly on the inside. Bring the hands into prayer, close down your eyes and take a moment just to reconnect and recenter. Catching the breath, if it's been laboured, slow it back down, regulate it. Flutter open your eyes, bring lots of awareness and energy into the right foot. Bring the left sole to the calf of the right leg. Your option is to toe tap down and hold here. No matter what option you're doing, please remember that the integrity of the pose starts with you and your awareness of how you hold your mind and your body. So if I just allow this to happen, I just slouch, shoulders, my toes down, there is no awareness. Whereas if I really anchor into my right foot, open my chest, firm in, hands in, you will feel the energy start to move and ripple through your entire body. From your tree pose, extend your arms up overhead and open out into star pose, only if it's not too much. You can shine as big and as bright as you want. You can bring a little bit of movement in if it feels really good. Whatever feels best for you. Coming back into that rooted position, feet underneath the hips or just inside. Hands to heart, breathe, eyes closed. Your heart should be beating nice and hard against your thumbs. It should feel actually really good. Eyes open, awareness back in. Left foot solid on the mat, right sole of the foot to left calf. If you want to bring that foot higher, please do so, but I always recommend that you do whatever you're doing on the other side. Steady eye gaze. If you're falling out of this posture, it's generally because you're having a thought, a fluctuating thought that's making the body disconnect from being centered because it's focusing in on the thought. So try and just fix your eye gaze on something that's not moving. Breathe in, breathe out and open. Shine bright. If you want to do some organic movement, please feel free. As you lift, can you engage the back body and plug your shoulders back and down the spine? Lengthen through your fingertips and bring lots of awareness to the palms of your hands. Reach up higher and ground. Hands to prayer. Twisting towards the left and stepping towards the top end of the mat. Take a deep breath in, arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold, all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift, yogi's choice with your hands positioning. Exhale, close down, right leg way back. Eye gaze goes forward. Step back, down dog, take your time. Establish your roots. And once you got them, glide into that high plank. Your option here is on the knees. If not, you shift your weight more forward, chaturanga, ease down. Scoop up and under. You can do baby cobra there, or you come into upward facing dog. Back into downward facing dog. Your left foot steps forward, please. And if it doesn't land, you assist it. You hold here and you rise up, high lunge. Interlace at the base of the spine. Pull the knuckles back and away, heart comes forward. Inhale, rise. Exhale, descend. Working with the breath. Inhale to lift. Exhale, hold down. Hands come to the inside, heel toe, heel toe. Option is to remain high or working down onto the elbows. Take a couple of deep breaths in. Firm into that back leg, try not to let the knee collapse. It's breaking the line of energy. Lift the hips, but do what your body needs. If it needs to bend, do so. Hands underneath shoulders, step back, down dog. Deep breath in, right foot forward in between the hands. Hold, rise up, high lunge. Interlace your fingers at the base of your spine. Pull the knuckles down towards your back heel. Allow the body to flow forward and float back. You are strong, you are powerful, you can do this. Keep going. Even when it gets tough, lads, keep moving forward. Okay, when you come down on this one, I want you to hold down. Bring your hands to the inside, create a bit of space, move that foot out, heel toe. Take one deep breath in to prepare the body, and then exhale, move into the space. If this is too intense, you just stay higher. You may even be up here, yeah? Hands underneath the shoulders. Take your time. Step back, down dog. Glide forward into a high plank. Chaturanga, elbows in. Scoop up and under. Upward facing dog. Now let's go back to downward facing dog. Step the left foot forward in between the hands. Down, ground the back heel. And then pivot round on the feet to wide-legged forward fold. Inhale halfway. Heel toe in, and as you exhale, sit down into garland or deep Hindu squat, please. Too intense, higher. Always, always an option. So heat and deep breathing. It's really good for cleansing and bringing fresh oxygen and nutrients into the cells. So your practice is super, super beneficial, not just on a mental level, because obviously we release a lot of tension when we move, but on a physical level. Bringing the hands forward, curtsy step with the left foot, sit back, sit down, and then just cross the legs, so the left heel is in towards the ground. Bring some length into the spine and some weight into the hips, so that you're not like squeezing the energy up to the shoulders. You want everything in the upper area to be soft. You want everything in the grounding, everything in the lower area to be grounded. This is like your anchor. And this is like, I always think of the upper body as almost, it's like a, what would we call it? Like a homing device for spirituality. It's like, I'm open, I am grounded. Hands into prayer at the heart. Settle in. Feel the mat. I hope it feels good to feel the support and to be a bit more grounded. Take the left hand to the right knee, the right hand to the base of the spine. Elongate and softly twist. You're looking back over your right shoulder. You might hear a couple of little cracks, that's okay. Draw the chin in, please, ever so slightly towards the right shoulder, like drawing it down. You get a nice stretch here onto the neck. Exhale, soften, come back, hands into prayer. Right hand to left, elongate and pivot. Please feel free to close down the eyes as you practice. Bringing the chin down, feeling that lovely stretch right into the neck. Coming back towards the center, exhale. Wide-legged forward fold. Literally, send your legs as wide as they'll go. Get your hands, scoop underneath and lift the big muscles of your glutes, your backside. Firm down into your heels, please. And before we even flex forward, we want to make sure that the base is stable. So push down into the heels, the calves. Don't lock into the knees, but make sure that they're not too bent. You actually won't be able to bend your knees anyway if you do firm into your heels and your calves. Then root down into your sit bones. They're the two bony points. When you move that flesh, you should be able to feel them. And if you can't, just get the hands back in until you do. That's your base. Breathe in, come up onto the fingertips, draw your chin in, and just hold and just feel into the body. Feel the amount of energy that it takes to hold the legs just like this. On the next exhale, walk yourself gently forward. Let's just sway in. Stop and pause if you start to feel any area of the body asking you to be more patient. Breathe, pause. And then when you do that, you'll actually notice that the nervous system starts to relax, that grip, that sudden pull starts to soften. And then it might allow you to move a little bit deeper. A little bit of weight come forward into the head. Nodding no, nodding yes. Just releasing any tension, any stress in the shoulders, the neck. Now suck the navel in, and when you do that, you're going to feel that you're going to be able to move a little bit deeper in. If you want to do any organic movement, if it's more comfortable to sway for a couple of breaths, you want to bring the hands right in towards the hip creases and firm them down as you bring forward. Yeah, please do it, but just do it really mindfully. Rise up. Holding again on the fingertips. Energy from the base, the coccyx, all the way up to the crown of the head. Now every spine is quite unique, so I have actually become quite aware of the point in between my shoulder blades at the back of the heart is actually quite tight. It's like it's almost fused. So my curvature and my ability to sit back without my ribs flaring doesn't feel as intense. Yeah, even though my spine is straight. So get to know your body, it's fascinating. You get to figure out, where's tight, where's long. Okay, bending the right knee and bringing it all the way in. Place the right sole, adjust your seat. Place the right sole of the foot to the left inner thigh. Now twist. You're most likely going to be open towards the knee. So twist, breathe in to lengthen, and exhale, hinge forward, bringing your chin towards the toe. And then roll back. Breathe in, don't drop the eye gaze, keep the eye gaze lifted, exhale, chin towards big toe. Pull back. 2 more. The sun is blinding me, which is really nice, thank God. Last one. And then I want you to use your hands as an anchor of support wherever they land. I want you to start to draw your upper body down towards the mat. Keeping the spine nice and long. And then very gently bring your nose towards your knee. Yeah, towards. pull back, and easy does it as you edge your way out. Come back please to the wide-legged forward fold. I always find this really intense. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, slowly come forward. You might find that you're, after coming a little bit deeper, remember again, if you need to do organic movement, please do so. Yeah, this is your practice. And then try and find a little bit of stillness. If for whatever reason thoughts are starting to flood into your practice, focus in on your breath and let the thoughts go. Don't try and block them though. You need to acknowledge them. If not, they're going to keep coming in. They're going to keep flooding you, trying to distract you, take you away from your practice. Acknowledge the thoughts. It might be like something that you have to do today. Say, I acknowledge you, but I release you. And then come back to your breath. Inhale, rise up, fingertips walk you back in, you bend at the left knee, you bring the left sole of the foot to the right inner thigh, you adjust your seat, pivot round so that the body is square towards the big toes, the toes. Bring in the chin, so when we come forward, this allows us to keep length in the spine. If I ask you to come forward, you're most likely going to round, and the whole body's going to cut short on the movement and you're not going to get the full length. So chin towards big toe, pull back, chin towards big toe. And again. Okay, one more. Allow the hands to act as your anchor. They're going to bring you down further into the pose. It might be here, it might be the back of the thigh, wherever it is, it's perfect. Lengthen, and then slowly bring nose towards knee. Pull the navel in. Good, edge your way out of the pose slowly and mindfully. And I want you to sit in Dandasana. It's like, yeah, staff or stick pose. Again, you find the roots of the pose, which are your sit bones. You lift up and you sit and you are just settled into the pose. So from the hips is a straight line of energy up through the crown of the head. Now the legs are going to want to fall asleep here, the feet are going to want to disengage. You need to frame the heels down, toes pull back towards you, navel draws in, shoulder blades back and down spine, chin in, crown lifted. You can do whatever you want with your hands, you can make it any mudra or you can bring them to prayer. You can, as you sit, you might want to recall your intention that you set at the beginning of your practice. Now bend the knees, take your time, just halfway in. Take the hands and allow them to rest underneath your shoulders. Take one deep breath in, and as you exhale, firm into your feet as you lift your hips right up towards the ceiling to a reverse tabletop. If you need to move, do so, but do it mindfully. Still making sure that your knees are under, your knees and ankles are tracked in one line. So like I'm not here. So knees and ankles tracked in one line. Squeeze your bum, lift up. This is a big heart opener and chest and shoulder opener, I feel. So my shoulders can be a bit tight. So I really feel it across my shoulders. Breathe, keep breathing, don't hold breath. Gently come down. Flex at the left ankle, guide it up and over. If it's too intense, you come away a little bit to create a bit of space. And if you want a bit more, you can bring the right heel in towards the right bum cheek and walk yourself in. Now firm the knee away from the body, away from the body. You should be feeling this like into the hips, maybe into the lower back also. of your right foot, bring it across towards the left, the left bum cheek, and then the right foot down, wrap into a gentle twist. We're almost there, you're doing an amazing job. Stay with me, stay focused. Coming back, release into reverse tabletop. Big breath in, and as you firm in, make sure that you don't collapse into your neck like this. Yeah, and try and lift from this space. Strong spine, strong arms, rooted feet. I am grounded, I am present. Breathe out, rise up. Bum squeeze, knees are in. Eye gaze can be up or it can be forward. As you sit back and down, flex at the right ankle, guide it up and over. Remember that you could just, from that range of movement, you can press the knee away. If you want a little bit more, bring the heel in towards the left bum cheek, making sure that you're not way up here. Yeah, you're not going to get any benefits. Bum down, heart forward, knee away. Bring the left heel over towards the right side of the body. This allows you to anchor down and come into a gentle twist. Coming back to the midline, unravel the legs, coming into Nirvasana. Your option here is toes down, arms reaching out, or they can be gripped here and you can remain here. If not, you can remain here. Tremoring is always good. Keep breathing. Never hold your breath. You're starving oxygen getting into the muscles. If it's too intense, just bring the feet down, allow yourself to catch your breath. Then go for it again. Bend the knees. Now, if this is part of your practice and you're feeling strong, push the legs long and hover into hollow body. So squeeze, hands in, heart up, belly down, feet and legs engaged and pointing long in the opposite direction. Back into Nirvasana. Go long, squeeze, everything, lock in, engage, hold. Pull in, Nirvasana, half bow pose, go long. You've got two more. In, breathe, go for it. Oh, final one. Can we do this? Yes, we can. Pull in and release, cross the legs. Hands at the back of the body, lift up, shake the hips, release the hip flexors. And then I want you to find yourself in a comfortable seat. So your heels don't have to be too tight for this. You can send them a little bit longer if it's more comfortable. You'll have more space in the body. Excuse me. Curl back and down, so hands go forward. If you need your hands, you can use them. Yeah? You can catch your body so you don't plonk back and hurt your back. But if you can, really slowly pull in the navel in, start to roll all the way back. Chin stays in. And then when you get there, roll back up. Now you may get a point where you just get stuck, and that's normal, but just push past the point. Just going to move up so that you can see me in the camera. Roll back. Navel in. Slow, controlled. This is really great for the spine, the core. Rooting down to your feet. Rising up to the full height of the pose. And then exhale. Inhale. Now exhale. Coming all the way down and then hug the knees right in towards the chest. All the way down. Feel the heat. Recognize your abilities, your strengths. So gentle, soft bend, right, left. Just flexing from one side to the other. Now squeeze, so bring the hands and interlace them. Put them onto your shins and then squeeze your knees in towards your heart. And at the same time, Can you simultaneously push your coccyx? Imagine that you're trying to imprint the lowest part of your back down into the mat. And gently release. Allow the two knees to drop to the left side. Eye gaze goes towards the right. If this isn't intense enough for you, you can just hook the legs and that will increase the intensity, or you can wrap them like ropes. Coming back to the midline, dropping the knees down towards the right side. Eye gaze towards the left. Coming to the end of the practice now. Start to relax the body, relax the mind. Coming back to the centre and take the soles of your feet together, allow them to touch and meet each other. And then let the knees become nice and heavy and drop out to the right and the left hand side. Place your hands down just at the centre of your hips towards your sacral chakra and create almost like a triangle of energy. Now breathe into this point. Now heavy breath out. Breathe in again. We are cleansing and clearing any energy in our sacral chakra. Exhale. One more. Deep, deep breath in. Visualize a big ball of orange energy. You are cleansing and clearing. Exhale, release. Let your elbows relax. Have the intention of cleansing, clearing, releasing. Take one final stretch. Up overhead, point your toes. You're being pulled in opposite directions. Visualize and imagine that, please. Completely soften when you're ready, when you feel you need to do 2 or 3 more, then go for it. And then when you're ready, we'll meet in Shavasana. Nice and wide. Think about like a 5-pointed star. And if your lower back is given out after the practice, knees in towards the midline, heels the width of the mat, whatever feels better. Okay, let it go completely. The practice is done. This time now is solely for you. You've done an amazing job. Close down your eyes. Let go of all of them cues that I've been guiding you through on how to hold the body, how to breathe. Let go. Take a moment now to grab a blanket or anything that's going to make you nice and cozy. Your heart rate and your blood, everything just slows right down now in Shavasana, so you may get quite cold. I'm going to try and seek some stillness. Be aware of all the points on the back body that are connected to the mat and that are supported by the earth. Your heels, your calves, your thighs, your back side, your mid and upper back, the back of your head, whole back body. You are fully supported. As you breathe into your body, visualize the breath flowing into your legs, your arms, your torso, your neck and your head. Your breath seeks out any tension, and as you breathe out, you release and let go of any tension. Your body melts down a little bit deeper now into the mat. to visualize the sun and see yourself laying somewhere that brings you great peace. It may be the beach, it may be a meadow. See yourself there now. Feel the heat of the sun on your feet. That heat slowly moves up your shins and your knees. The heat is now on your thighs and your hips. The heat is on your belly, your chest, and your shoulders. The heat ripples from your shoulders to your elbows. Your elbows all the way down your forearms, palms of the hands, back of the hands. Feel the heat from the sun rise up in your neck and on your face. You can feel the heat of the sun on your entire body. In your mind's eye, see the sky, blue, clear, with no clouds. Mentally after me, repeat, I am peace. I am joy. I have all that I need. Allow yourself a couple of breaths just to bask in the heat. Very gently start to curl up your fingertips and your toes. If you wish to stay longer, please do so. When you're ready, bring your knees in towards the chest, rocking from side to side ever so slowly. Bringing yourself to the left side, allowing yourself to be heavy, supported, grounded. Take a brief moment to practice gratitude. 3 things that you are grateful for. I am grateful for my health. I am grateful for the support that I receive. And I am grateful for you for joining me today. Thank you. In your own time, softly push yourself up into a seated position. Bring your hands into prayer at the center of your chest. Reconnect with the intention. Now rub your hands nice and briskly together. Create lots of heat in the palms of your hands. And place the palms of your hands over your closed eyes. Flutter open the eyes. Hands to heart. Namaste.